kind of funny, but like when I used to watch like Andrew Tate, Zerka, Myron, it was infecting my mind. Cheat on my girl, like I have to cheat on my girlfriend. When I used to watch them, it was
See, like, bro, nowhere did we say go cheat on your girl. That's like what you wanted to do.
really infecting my mind, like about like how you're supposed to approach relationships and females on this planet. That kind of content is, I think, horrible for young men consuming that.
Okay, so you gambling is better, or being a degenerate, or using steroids is better. Like, this is a pot calling the kettle black, bro. This is just funny to me when people say this shit. Like, this cause is horrible for men. Like, what are you doing then? Besides, like, gambling and being a complete fucking retard. You can barely formulate a sentence and articulate yourself.
I don't know if it's feeding off of the insecurities of younger men, but like it's easy to feel like, yeah, like I'm the guy. Like, girls are dirt, just stupid.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We tell guys to self-improve and get to a point where they can say, yeah, the girl's dirt. But the thing is that you have to work and make money and become successful. We want guys to feel empowered. We want guys to fucking be successful so that they don't have to tolerate the bullshit that comes with women. See, and this is the other thing too, right? This is another reason too why these young YouTubers like are very frustrating to listen to. These guys don't understand the average man's fucking plight. When you become rich and famous in your 20s, it is one of the worst things that could happen to you. Because what ends up happening is you think, okay, I'm 20, I'm young, I got money, girls like me, it's really not that bad. But what they don't realize is they have nothing to compare their current experience to other experiences. What do I mean by this? If you don't have an up, right? Well, if you don't have an up, right? Well, excuse me, if you don't have a down and all you experience is up, you won't even know that down exists. Say that again. If all you experience are ups, you won't even know down exists. And this is where a lot of these young streamers and YouTubers kind of don't fucking get it, okay? When you're rich and young in your 20s and famous, you are not going to deal with 90% of the obstacles that the average man has to circumvent, right? Or get around. And by you not going through that adversity, like other young men, you are in a privileged position where you don't understand the average man's plight. So for him to say this like, oh yeah, I just wanted to cheat on my girl. It's like, bruh, that's like you're putting the cart before the horse. You can't even do that as a regular guy until you get yourself to some sort of status first, right? So, but since he's speaking from an extremely limited perspective, because in his 20s and he's not wise, he could sit there and say, oh yeah, well, it might not be the best stuff. No, average guys need to hear this shit because I understand the average man's plight. When I dispense information to you guys, right? I'm not talking to you as 35-year-old Myron Gaines. I'm talking to you guys as 35-year-old Myron Gaines, who was once a 21-year-old Amru Fuddle. Does that make sense? Say that again. When I talk to you guys and I give you guys the game that I give you guys on women and everything else, I'm not talking to you guys just as Myron Gaines, 35 years old. I'm talking to you guys as Amru Fuddle, 21 fucking years old. Because I remember what it's like to not have money. I remember what it's like to be in college and look at girls like pick other men besides myself. I remember what it's like to not be the fucking coolest guy in high school. I remember what it's like to not be able to rely on status or money to be able to get women. Like, I remember the average man's plight, bro. I've experienced it. So when I give you guys information I give you guys, this is coming from a place of not just experience, but I know how to take that experience and use it to your benefit to change your life, right? You use that pain of not being successful, you use that pain of being ignored, you use that pain of being ostracized, you use it to your advantage and use it as the fuel to the fire of success. A lot of you guys say, oh, Myron, you got mama mentality, blah, blah, blah. You want to know why I got this fucking mentality? I got this mentality from decades of fucking struggling, okay? That's why. This came from like decades of struggling. That's why I have this mindset. It's stuck with me. But when you've been rich since your 20s, you have zero concept of working hard. Sorry. You have zero concept of how women treat regular guys. Because I've told you guys this before. Women treat different men differently. The way she meets you is going to say a lot about how she treats you. I'm going to say that again. The way she meets you is going to dictate how she treats you. What do I mean by this? If a woman meets you, right, and you're throwing a private party or a yacht, and she meets you on that yacht, she's going to have far more respect and attraction towards you simply for meeting you at a venue like that, which commands status. However, if you're at a fucking Starbucks or something, or you're at the gym somewhere where everyone else is at and you try to hit on her, that interaction isn't going to command as much respect, right? Or attraction as if you had met her at a private party, whatever. Well, why is this? Because women put more stake in how they meet you versus actually meeting you, okay? Now, men, we're not like that. Or at a yacht party, hell, she could approach us in a dark alley. We are still going to sit there and look at her and be like, oh, she's attractive? All right, cool, I'll talk to her. How you meet her has no bearing on your attraction towards her. But with women, it does. And something as nuanced as this that I just explained to you, this is something that a guy like Togi would never fucking understand. Because he's never understood the concept of meeting girls as a regular fucking guy, man. And this is why I'm always very reluctant to sit there and tell other young guys what it takes to be an attractive male that are in their 20s, because they haven't had to fucking build themselves up. Being famous and a big YouTuber, right, will allow you to do and get away with shit that the average guy won't. And I've told you guys this before, right? Having money, status, clout, all this shit, right? Having money, status, clout, all this shit. What it does is this. It gives you more time. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're a guy who isn't the most attractive. Maybe your game is weak, maybe your frame is weak, but let's say you're severely lacking in one of the requirements of being an attractive guy, right? As my guy John MLD says, money, game, frame, right? Money, muscles, game, frame, right? Let's say you're lacking one of these. What ends up happening is, if you have an overabundance of one, that will carry you for a period of time, and it gives you more time, but the inevitable is still going to happen. I'll give you an example. Let's say you got money and fame, but you're a weirdo and you're not attractive. Well, what'll happen is you'll get attention from women. Women will want to hang out with you. You'll be in situations where you could potentially get sexual access. But what's going to happen is the girls are going to end up using you a lot of the times. They're not going to want to actually have sex with you. You're going to have to work a lot harder, etc. So you'll still get the sexual access, but you're not going to be able to get the respect and everything else that comes alongside it. That's why I tell you guys to be well-rounded, right? But these young men don't understand that. They don't understand that because they use their one metric that's an amplifier, use that to get the girls, and don't realize that if you're not a complete package, you're on fucking borrowed time. Okay? You're on borrowed fucking time. I hate to use this example, but look at Jack Doherty and his chick, right? He built her up, helped her make a bunch of money, helped her become successful. What did she do? She fucking goes to his house with police officers to take her fucking property back with cameras going. This is a bitch that no one would know who the hell she is if it weren't for Jack. Jack absolutely made her. But what did she do? She went ahead and turned on him. Why? Because women don't respect equity. What I mean by this is they don't give a shit about what you've done for them in the past. What are you doing right fucking now? And this is one of the things that drives men fucking crazy, because they don't understand that when it comes to dealing with women and, you know, dating them, getting sex, whatever, like, they don't have the same mindset as us. It's not like she's gonna look back and be like, damn, this dude really pulled me out of poverty. Damn, this dude really changed my life. Damn. Like, she's looking at it like, okay, he served his purpose, I'm moving on. It's called Briffelt's Law, chat. Briffelt's Law. Once the female no longer needs the male, she will quickly cut him off and move on to the next male. This is biological. This is why women get over breakups way faster than men. This is why women are able to lose attraction quicker in their partner than men. This is why they initiate the breakups. Are you fucking getting it now? But you don't understand this shit until you've went through the fucking toil of dealing with women. And as a 20-year-old guy who's famous or a millionaire, you will never have to experience that shit. And since you don't have to experience it, you won't know it, you won't understand it, and worse yet, you will not be able to tell other young men about this shit and identify with them. The reason why I'm able to break down female nature at such a fucking precise molecular level is because I've been fucking through it. I've done the fucking 40 cold approaches at a nightclub per night. I've done the day game. I've done the dating apps. I've done leveraging sugar sites, right, to get girls without paying. I've done all that shit. I've done videos on it. I've shown you guys it. I've done how to approach girls. I've done it, showed on you guys on the show how I do it. But that came from years of failure, trial and error. I went through the fucking bullshit so y'all don't have to. But these young guys that are saying the stupid shit that they say have never been through the bullshit, so don't know what they're talking about. So this isn't really an attack on Togi as much as it's a declaration for you guys to understand that guys that are famous and rich in their 20s have no business telling y'all shit when it comes to women. because they don't experience what you guys experience with women. And if they do, they don't experience it at the same level. The average man is getting rejected by like 99% of the women that he talks to. These dudes probably get rejected by maybe 85% of the women that they talk to. Even though they're still getting rejected more, they don't understand that getting rejected by almost every single girl you talk to